Good morning, everyone. Ro from Ro's Kitchen. It is a Saturday morning. I am going to a birthday party tonight for Jill McKeever, and I thought I'd make a few dishes to bring with me. One of the things I'm going to be making is pretzel balls. That's right, pretzels, real pretzels. So as you can see, I have everything here ready to go. I have my flour. I needed 1.5 cups of flour. I have a tablespoon of cashew milk, and that's because it called for a tablespoon of oil. You know we're oil free. So we have that. We have our salt, and yes, you need salt when you make dough, so it's important to have it. And back here in this funny looking brown is my yeast mixed with warm water and maple syrup. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I have my dough hook on my mixer, and let me pull you in a little bit more so you can see what's going to happen here. And we're going to make some dough. So I'm going to start with adding my flour. So it's 2.5 cups. Yay. I've never made these before, so these are going to be a first for both of us, okay? I don't know how it's going to come out, but I'm hoping it comes out great. I've got all that in there. Now I'm going to put in the salt. And I'm going to put in the pretend oil, a little bit of wet, and then I'm going to add the yeast mix. It looks weird when it's with maple syrup, doesn't it? Oh my goodness. I'm going to pour that in. I'm going to put that dough hook in and start mixing. I'm just going to do it on a slow mix first to get it incorporated, and then I will go ahead and get to make a ball out of it. Oh, it's coming out great. Here, let me see if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. Cool. That's the yeast I use, dry active yeast. Put that aside, we don't need it. And turn that up. Start getting the sides. It's making a ball. Can you see how it's making a ball? I'd say another second because I've got a little bit of flour left on the bottom. I'd say that's good. All right, it's going to be very wet. So we're going to take a floured surface, and I am going to use this surface right here. Let me dry it off. It's a little damp, a little wet, but it is clean. It's going to be messy, so I'm going to put some flour because I'm going to need this for about 5 minutes. I need you now. I need you now. All right. So I'll go ahead and take this off. And actually, I'll be honest with you, I think I'm going to mix it just a little bit more. I want it to form a ball all on its own, okay? So I want you to be able to see that. And then we'll go ahead and knead that ball. I might actually add a dash more flour. All right, I don't want to overmix it, that's for sure. And I see this is going to be very wet. Okay, so I'm going to scrape it off. Ooh, I like that doughiness about it. All right, so let me go ahead and I keep putting flour on my hands. Okay, let's see if I can take this off. My hands are all doughy anyway, what the heck. Okay, make it easier. Oh yeah, oh yeah. This is a beautiful thing. These are going to be delicious. I can't wait. And remember I said this is the first time I'm making them. So I'm really kind of excited. More flour, more flour. Oh gosh, there we go. Now we're moving. All right. So we've got extra flour there, so that's good. Ah, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Gosh, I feel like a real pastry chef when that comes together like that. That's awesome. Look at that. I'll roll the other dough off my fingers, incorporate it back into there. And clean your fingers, just kind of roll it, and get all that dough off. See? Roll it, roll it. So what I'm also going to do is make sure, I don't know if I'll need it, but I'm going to have a little extra flour there just in case. All right, so I'm just going to knead it for a couple minutes. And probably, I would say maybe 5 minutes. So I've kneaded the bread for probably the dough, probably 4 or 5 minutes. And I now have a greased bowl to put it in. This bowl, actually I used like a Pam spray, coconut spray. So we're gonna go ahead and stick this in there, drop it in, and that is going to now, I'm gonna cover it with a clean tea towel, and it's gonna rise somewhere warm for about an hour. So then we'll come back and see how we make these, okay? All right, so the dough is done, and it has doubled in size. Take a look. Okay, so it's doubled in size, and we are going to, I punched it down, and I'm going to cut it in half, and we are going to probably actually use both halves, but it does say do it in half. In here I have 1/3 cup of baking soda, which we're going to put in the water and almost do a science experiment, actually. I am going to put a little flour down, and I am going to take my dough, take half of it. Woo. All right, and what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to flatten it out a little bit, make it easier for me to work with. And I'm going to cut it in little pieces. So I got my pizza cutter out. Okay, I'm going to just take strips. And these strips I'm going to even make smaller, little balls like this. And I'm just going to take this, I'm going to kind of tie it in a knot. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to be a little knot. I'll set it aside. And we'll move this over out of our way. And we're going to boil these because we'll boil them for a few minutes. And then after we boil them, we are going to then bake them. We're going to bake them on a 425 oven for about, I'd say, 15-20 minutes. So I'm waiting for my water to boil, and I'm going to use a slotted spoon when I have to take them out so we can get as much water off of them as possible. And then I think, why don't we go ahead and stick our pan right here, so when we take them out we're prepared. Okay, and I think what else I'm going to do is get a clean towel. I'm going to take this clean towel and I'm going to just tap my, I don't want to set it on fire, I'm going to tap my spoon on it, this, so that I get the excess water off. So in the meantime, I'll go ahead and stretch out my dough, make these little knots, and they don't have to be perfect. We'll see how many half a batch of dough makes. The other half of dough, if I don't use it for the pretzel bites, I will use it for pizza, and I'll make some pizza with it. So these don't have to be perfect. I mean, I can just, you know, don't even have to tie it in a knot per se. You can see some of them I'm just kind of setting them up in a ball a little bit. And I don't even cut straight, you notice that, right? So I'll get more pieces if I cut it longer. So we'll go ahead, I'm waiting for that water to boil because I can't wait to see how these look. And this should be fun. This should be fun. And then once they come out of the water, they will be brushed with some milk, some non-dairy milk, of course. I'll probably use whatever I have in the fridge. And I think right now I have cashew milk, believe it or not. So we'll go ahead, I keep flouring my fingers because I hate the sticky dough. So we will go ahead and use the cashew milk and I actually have some kosher salt in my cabinet, and I will use, because that's a little bit heavier. So you can see the water is boiling, and we're going to go ahead and drop these in, and then they should start to float. We don't want them to touch. So it's almost like making gnocchis. Have you ever made gnocchis, Italian gnocchis? I'm not going to put too many in. And why you make them small is that they're going to double in size. So you can see how they're making nice, really cool dough balls, you know? Isn't that wild? And we're going to make sure we boil these. Probably about 2 to 5 minutes is all it's going to take. In the meantime, while that little batch is working, I'll keep making my little tiny dough balls. So, never realized pretzels were so easy to make, right? Who would have thought? Yeah, this is so awesome. A little bit more. Oh, shoot! I forgot to put my baking soda in. And here's the reason we're using baking soda. So I will, all right, so the first few are not going to have the color that we want. I can't believe I forgot that. Darn it. So I took the first batch out. You can see they're light colored. But we're going to go ahead and hope this doesn't go over. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to slowly add this in. The water. Ooh, got to be careful. So we want to make sure. Oh, when I did that woo noise, one of the dogs got scared. Poor puppy. I just want to make sure it doesn't bubble over. And this is what's going to give it the color of the browning. So we'll be able to see the difference now. So I guess in a way, maybe it was a cool thing that happened. Oh boy, isn't that wild? I wonder if I have too much water in there. Well, as soon as it get all them bubbles down, we'll add more. I have to add this whole thing, imagine? But it'll bubble down. Whoa. I think we'll switch over to this thing. That might calm it down a little bit. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I might take some of the foam off so I can get more in. Woo! Nothing like dripping all across the counter, right? Forgot there's a hole in there. Ha ha ha. All right, a little bit more. And there it comes. It's okay, Charlie. My Charlie dog got scared. He ran off. He doesn't understand Mama's excitement. Oh, here it comes again. Cool. Oh, only dripped over a little bit that time. Not bad, right? Pretty cool. Don't do this with the kids. They'll think they can do it all the time. Uh-oh. All right, there goes the rest. Whoa, look at that. All right, now I can't wait to see the difference when I drop the dough balls in, okay? And hey, you know what? I was happy I had that towel there. All right, so here we go. So now I'm going to go ahead, and that should also subside the bubbles with the bringing the dough into that. I need more dough now. Now I got to get busy. Now I got to get busy. But you see how nicely they doubled? So really cool. I think I'm going to twist this. Maybe that'll make it a little easier. No, maybe not. Okay, so once I get it a little twisted, I just go ahead and put it in there. I just go ahead and kind of stick it together. So it's not a real knot. It's just kind of folded and pasted down. I can't see where they are. I think I am going to try to take some of this foam off the top. It's so funny though, when you take those bubbles away, they dissipate so fast, you really don't even see them. In the sink, I mean. Okay. All right, let's see how they're doing now, the dough. Okay, the doughs are good. The dough is good. And we'll go ahead and sit that down and start making some more. Got to get this all done because I've got my peanut butter balls to finish for another recipe that you'll see. And I'm not going to add these because I want them to have equal amount of cooking time. So I'm going to not add. Sure is making a mess out of my stove though, isn't it? I think it's getting on my pretty towels too that I keep down there. I think this one batch will be plenty. All right, next batch, we're going to make sure we time it for at least 2 minutes and see what they look like after 2 minutes. Because remember, these are doubling in size. So I have to be careful I don't make them too big. You know? So, alrighty, let's take a look. Let's check out our science experiment and see what's going on in there. Ooh. All right. I want to try to just bring up 1. Okay, I brought up, what I bring up? 2? That's fine. Yeah. There's 2. And you can see, actually, you can see the difference in color. If you look at this, these are more brown, and these are more, you know, not so brown. So I think these are done. They feel like a good texture, a good consistency. And we are going to let that sit there. there they are. They're good to go. We are going to now put these in the oven, and I will see you in just a moment after my 18 minutes have passed. So the pretzel bites are done, and now you can see the difference between with the baking soda, sorry about that, and without baking soda. So really, I did let these cook a little too long, I will tell you that. They looked better about 3 minutes ago, so I neglected them, but I'm gonna go ahead and taste one. Are you ready? Oh, I can't wait. All right, let's see. I'm gonna taste this little tiny one because I don't want to take too much away from them. You ready? Here goes. I love it. I will tell you this though. I think it needs to cook in the water longer because it's a little doughy inside. But good lesson, right? Okay. So there you have it. There's our pretzel bites for tonight. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next video.